Hi. The next few lessons are going to deal with assignments. We've seen modules and we've worked with assignments when we were setting up our gradebook, but now it's time to get into some of the other details of the assignment portal or the assignment index and some of the features that you can implement with assignments. So we're going to do 3 different sample assignments. We'll do a sample assignment, which is an on-paper assignment that they turn in to the professor that gets graded. We'll do a sample assignment where it's a paper that's written and submitted through Canvas for the professor to grade. And then we'll do another assignment where it's something other than a paper that's submitted through Canvas. So we're going to start with a typical, we'll do, say, an informal response paper to a reading. So we're going to put that assignment in here. This individual assignment, we're going to edit this assignment to be that response paper. So I'm going to click on it. And the first thing you will see, and you should recall, we are now in the assignments index, and this particular assignment has been pulled up into the window. We want to edit it. So I'll click Edit. And then we get the rich content editor here, the name of the assignment here, and a bunch of different options to add here. So let's edit this so that we get a response paper that is turned in class. So first off, you probably want to choose a naming scheme that indicates the module from which it comes. I'll tell you why later. Module 1, I'll go nitrogen fixing plants response paper. Okay, let me just get rid of that. Nitrogen fixing plants response paper. Okay, so now down here in the rich content editor in the RCE, I need to give all of the details for this assignment so my students know what to do. So here in the assignment overview, I'm going to give the big picture. Write a 750 word response paper for the reading on nitrogen fixing plants. Textbook pages, I don't know, I'm making it up. Okay, so that's the big picture, what they need to do. Here below that big picture, I might give some more details. Following your reading of the textbook pages 34 to 41, write a 750 word response paper. Your paper should include,
I'll give some bullet points, a brief synopsis of the main points, something about how, let me see, a brief synopsis of the main points, reaction to new or surprising material, your personal reaction. To new or surprising concepts, I guess.
How might inclusion of NFTs affect the writer, requirements, in a typical suburban installation, and then identify at least 3 NFTs. Be sure to research the hardness, ratings, and size at maturity. Please focus on plants that will thrive in our region 7B.
might be 7A, I don't know. Anyway, you get the picture. This is what you want them to do. Guidelines. So let's say, go here. Please type, print, and hand in your response in class. Your assignment should be about 750 words in length. It should contain proper grammar, be free of spelling errors, reflect critical thinking. Also, remember that I am a stickler about the proper use of paragraph styles in Word. Be sure your response is properly formatted to indicate your document's structure. You could do things like font size, point size, all of that, but really if you're giving them a word count, they're going to write to the word count, right? This is an informal paper to help you digest your reading material. Feel free to use the first person for your own reflections. Though an informal paper, you should still strive to communicate effectively and with proper grammar and spelling. Something like that, your guidelines. You might also want to give grading guidelines. The excellent paper will be within of sufficient length concisely written and contain critical reasoning and or articulated personal reactions. I don't know if that makes much sense. Well articulated. Anyway, you're putting in the guidelines here of what you're looking for in this paper so the students know how to write it. Down here is the technical support. This section is probably more useful if you were going to be doing this as an online submission. So for your in-paper submissions, you might go ahead and just delete it. You would select all of it, hit the delete key. I'm going to leave it for now, but that's what you do. So in the RCE, that's the that gives the students the instructions for what to do. Below the RCE are the different parameters that are going to come along with the assignment. For example, how many points is it worth? Okay. Also, to which assignment group does this assignment belong? You'll remember when we set up our grade book at the first part of this, we set up 3 or 4 different assignment groups and had different weightings. So this is where you would pick from those assignment groups to make sure it's in the appropriate assignment group. You can display the grade as points. That's typically what I do, and I just make things worth 100 points. 94 points is 94%. It's easy enough. You can do by letter grade. You can do by percentage. So let's say you wanted to make this worth 80 points within that group, and then you wanted to show grades as a percentage. So when a student got a 75, which would be 75 points out of 80, they wouldn't go all crazy because it would display as some kind of A-ish average. But I typically just do 100 points and show it as points. Okay, now this one is important, submission type. What did we say this assignment was going to be? They're going to write this paper at home, print it out, and turn it in class. So this is on paper. Okay, so that took away a lot of different options. That's nice. Group assignment. This is a power user feature. We won't go over this for quite some time. Ignore it for now. Peer reviews. Hard to do with, hard to enforce for an on-paper assignment. If this were an online assignment, Canvas will actually facilitate the peer reviews, but we're going to ignore that for now. Assign to. Assigned to everyone in the course. Now you may have a couple of sections cross-listed into the same course. You can assign, let's say section 1 meets on Monday, section 2 meets on Tuesday. You can do due dates assigned to section 1, give them a due date, let's say January 16th, and then add assigned to section 2, right? I just kind of made something up, and give them the different due date, maybe the Friday due date. So, oops, I needed to get into January, Friday due date. Okay, so you can have different due dates. This also makes it easy for you to differentiate for students that need a little bit of extra time. Or if you know somebody's going to be gone on a sporting event and you want to give them time, a little bit extra time, you can do that here through the assignment. Okay, so once you've got your due dates, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. You have everything done. We've given it a title. We've given the guidelines to the student and our grading guidelines, how many points it's worth, which assignment group, how we want to display those grades, and the submission type, and when it's due. That's the basics. All right, so when you're done, you'll click Save. And you have just created an assignment. The student can go to Canvas, click through their module when they see this assignment is due, open it up, read what's expected of them, then go home, work on their paper, print it out, and hand it in class. All right, so for the next assignment, we're going to do something similar, but instead of having them print it out on paper and bring it into class, we're going to have them actually submit it in Canvas. And then I'm going to get to show you SpeedGrader and rubrics. Oh, it's awesome. All right, see you then.